That time of the year, time for the Dry January Challenge. Well, maybe the President was just trying to make it easier for us to take on the challenge with his booze ban. Why not?
Well, let's find out what the benefits of going sober are, though. Joining us is sobriety advocate from World Without Wine, Janet Girard. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I mean, I think interestingly, South Africans would like to know, what does a Dry January Challenge mean? Does it mean 100% no liquor? Is it just occasionally, when I've knocked off, I just want to have a sundowner? What is it all about?
Good morning. Well, the January Challenge, really, we're encouraging people to take a complete break off alcohol for a whole month. No sundowners, no little drinks now and again. Just take a break. You know, we're not saying to people stop drinking, but we're saying to people maybe, you know, however annoying this alcohol ban seems, maybe think of it as an opportunity rather than a problem. Take a break, because there are so many advantages to taking a break from alcohol. I mean, many people have probably been drinking a little bit more in 2020, and who can blame them? What a year we've just been through. But if that's the case, then now is the time to reset, isn't it? You know, take a break, and then it will be so much easier to start drinking again within sensible limits. And by sensible limits, I'm talking about the low-risk limits, which are a mere bottle and a half of wine a week or 6 beers a week. Now, that's not very much, but if we drink more than that, we're putting our mental health and our physical health at risk. And alcohol is kind of sneaky, you know, it's certainly, that was what happened in my case. You know, it might take decades, but before, you know what's happened, you might have become dependent. And that happens to 20% of social drinkers. So the usual pattern is 20s, 30s, you know, socialising, glass of wine when you get home. And very often, I mean, that's what we find in our community, when ladies, well, guys as well, get into their 40s and 50s, that's when they're using it more to self-medicate, and that's a bit of a warning sign. And certainly during 2020, a lot of people have been self-medicating with alcohol.
I mean, such an insidious drug, isn't it, Janet? I mean, as you say, before you know it, it's suddenly there, and so many people are affected by it. I mean, we've got too many drunk people in this country, too many people with a problem. Just remind us, other than, you know, being sober and the joy of that, what the benefits are when you give up, and what your body will go through if you give up for just a month.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people might think, well, I've been drinking for years, you know, so what possible difference to my health could 1 month off alcohol make? Well, here's the thing, you know, alcohol is so toxic that just taking it out of your life for 1 month will have significant health benefits. So, you know, your liver stiffness will improve, your blood pressure will go down, your cholesterol levels will improve. There's so many benefits just from 1 month. And during these kind of COVID times, there's some special reasons why it's good to do this. And that's because alcohol damages our immune system. Because when we drink alcohol, it's so toxic that our body thinks we've got some kind of disease, so it starts fighting it, and we get all this inflammation. And we need a strong immune system to, first of all, prevent us from becoming infected with COVID, and then if we are unfortunate enough, we need to be able to fight COVID.
Yeah.
And if we've got alcohol in our system, it's not going to happen.
I mean, Janet, you are a sobriety advocate, if I could just jump in there. You're quite passionate about, you know, driving the Dry January Challenge, amongst being obviously an advocate for sobriety. Did you see people personally, you know, acquaintances, associates around you, or general public in South Africa specifically, where, I mean, alcohol abuse was such a problem to a point whereby people were so codependent on it. They've been showing, you know, even withdrawal symptoms whenever they try to let go, that even some even lost their lives. Have you encountered, you know, such stories?
Yeah, we do have people contacting us that have, you know, a serious problem. And I would say if you are drinking more than 14 units a day, then certainly you need to get medical help. And then when you start, I mean, just go to the doctor, he or she can give you some medication just to make that withdrawal easier, because it can be dangerous, you know, because if we just stop drinking completely and we've been drinking huge amounts, then, you know, our system will just collapse, it can be really dangerous.
And Janet,
so, you know,
sorry, I'm going to jump in here. A lot of people don't drink during the week, but they just give it horns over the weekend. How do people stop doing that after January? Because, you know, if you just give up for a month, I should imagine that many people think, "Whoa, I can't wait on the 1st of February to go large." I'm sure that's also really bad for your body and your mind.
Yes. I mean, when I think back to my days when I was a drinker, I would always do dry January, but I was longing for February, and then I would kind of more than make up for it. So, you know, when you start drinking again after a dry month, you have to be careful. But, you know, I would say it's much easier to reset. You know, there's a lot of kind of mind shift here. But if you have a dry month, you know, make a clean slate, and then be very cognizant that 1.5 bottles of wine a week or 6 beers a week, and just, you know, try to drink within those limits. And binge drinking is not good. You know, binge drinking sets our whole system into inflammation. It ruins our immune system. And it just takes our liver a long time to recover. It can, if you have a kind of big binge, it can take weeks for your liver to recover.
Sure. Well, Jenna, thank you so much.
It's not just waiting till the hangover goes.
Well, thanks for talking to us and highlighting this issue. Sobriety advocate Jenna Gerard.